Good morning, everyone. This is Ahmed at Seahigh Electronic Institute. Today we are going to have a grammar lesson about comparative and superlative adjectives. We use adjectives to compare two things or two people together. As you can see on the board, we have two people. We have Tom and we have Mark. Tom is 180 centimeters, Mark is 170 centimeters. So in this case, we say Tom is taller than Mark. Tom is taller than Mark. If we look at the adjective tall, actually it is a short adjective. It has one syllable only. Tall. It has only one vowel sound. Tall. Okay. So we add ER when we compare two people together or two things. Okay, we add ER to the adjective. We say Tom is taller than Mark. Same example as when we say short. We say Khalid is shorter than Adil. Okay, so some adjectives have one syllable, like tall, short, big, and so on. If we look at the second example, we have two countries. We have Canada and we have China. So Canada is a big country. China is a big country as well. So if we are comparing Canada with China, we say Canada is bigger than China. Canada is bigger than China. We add ER to the adjective big. As you can see, we doubled the last consonant in the adjective big. Big. Why? Because this is an adjective that has one syllable only. It ends with a consonant and it is preceded by a vowel. So in this case, when we add ER, we double the last consonant, bigger. So we say Canada is bigger than China. If we look at the comparison a bit more carefully, we can see that we use than after the comparative. We say bigger than China. So we add ER to the adjectives when we compare two things or two people together. Okay, that is with syllables that have one. That is with adjectives that have one syllable. All right. Look at the third example. We have two countries. We have Kuwait and we have Egypt. Okay. Egypt is a dry country. Kuwait is a dry country too. But Kuwait is drier. Kuwait is drier than Egypt. Okay, look at the word dry. It has one syllable only and it ends with Y. So in this case, we change Y into I and we add ER. So it becomes like Kuwait is drier than Egypt. So if we have an adjective like the word dry, in the comparative, we change Y into I and add ER. Some adjectives have more than one syllable. They have two syllables, three syllables, four syllables, and so on. If we have a long adjective, usually we call it a multisyllabic or a multisyllabic adjective, or an adjective that has more than one syllable. Like, for example, when you say beautiful, look, if you look at the word beautiful, it has more than one syllable, beautiful. It has three syllables. And we also have other adjectives like difficult, famous, expensive, and so on. These adjectives that have more than one syllable, when we use them in comparison between things or people, we do not add ER. We say Paris. Okay, look at the example number 4. We have Paris. This is a country. This is a city, and London is another city. So we are comparing Paris with London. So we say Paris is more beautiful than London. If we have a long adjective or an adjective that has more than one syllable, we do not add ER, but we use the word more in comparison between the two things or two people. So Paris is more beautiful than London. Another example about this, if we say, for example, that is number 5. Okay, we say Chinese is more difficult than Arabic. So we have two languages. We have Arabic and the Chinese. And we have an adjective which is difficult. It is a multisyllabic adjective. So we are comparing between Chinese and Arabic. These are two languages. So we say Chinese is more difficult than Arabic. We use more in comparison. Okay. So as you can see, but some adjectives like good and bad, okay, these two adjectives are irregular adjectives in comparison, and in superlative forms we do not use ER or we do not use more with them. For example, we say English is better than French. So we have two languages, English and French. English is a good language. French is a good language as well. But personally, I think English is better. English is better than French. So in comparison, we say better. We do not say, for example, good or no. We don't say it. Okay, good becomes better. All right. And the best. This is the superlative of good. For example, if you have 3 languages, English, Arabic, and French, okay, we are comparing between more than 2 things or 2 people. We say, for example, Arabic is the best language. Arabic is the best language. This is, something personal. I think that Arabic is the best language in the world. So the superlative form of good is the best. Same as the adjective bad, the comparative is worse, and the superlative is the worst. These 2 adjectives are irregular. We need to be very careful about using them in comparison, specifically between things and people. Okay, let's talk about the superlative with a multisyllabic adjective like the word beautiful. For example, if we have 3 countries, we have England, and England, France, and Italy. Here we have 3 things. We are comparing these 3 countries together. Okay, we are going to use the word beautiful in comparison between these 3 countries. So we say Italy is the most beautiful country in Europe. Okay, if you have England, France, and Italy, and you want to say which country is the most beautiful one, we say Italy is the most beautiful country in Europe. So we use most in the superlative form. In the superlative form, the most beautiful country. Okay. Here we have some examples on the whiteboard. Nasser, please. Here we have some examples on the board to complete the questions and with comparatives and superlatives. Okay, look at the example number 1. Which country is space, Monaco or Vatican City? We have the adjective is small, okay? We need to make a comparison between Monaco and the Vatican. So we say which country is, yes, smaller, is smaller, because we have 2 things. We are comparing 2 countries together, okay? And the adjective is small has 1 syllable. Number 2, which city is Hong Kong or Cairo? We have the adjective crowded. Crowded means busy. Okay, crowded has more than 1 syllable. So in this case, we say which city is more crowded, Hong Kong or Cairo. Okay, which city is Tokyo, Moscow, or Hong Kong? We have 3 cities, Tokyo, Moscow, and Hong Kong. Okay, and we need to use the adjective expensive. So we are comparing more than 2 things together, and expensive has more than 1 syllable, okay? And so in this case, we use the superlative form. We use the superlative form. We say which country or which city is the most expensive. Why? Because we are comparing between more than 2 things or 2 people. Number 4, what is space, ocean in the world? The Pacific, the Arctic, or the Atlantic? We have the adjective deep. Of course, deep has 1 syllable only, and we are comparing between more than 2 things or 2 people. Okay, so in this case, we use the superlative. What is the deepest ocean in the world? Is it the Pacific, the Arctic, or the Atlantic? Okay, that's all for today about the comparative and superlative adjectives. Thank you very much for listening.